A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty. A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty. A rich man's world. A rich man's world. Beautiful land, but a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Meeting the Driver. You're watching the Heritage Group channel. My name is G. We're going to be meeting Stephen Kraft and his 1966 Volvo Amazon today. We started out in Pismo Beach. We're going to take this car through some beautiful back roads and some dirt roads, get some great footage for you guys. Before we get into that, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe and stay tuned for the video. See you guys.
My name's Stephen Kraft. I'm 38. I'm from San Luis Obispo, California. I'm a service rider manager at a local independent repair shop. I've been doing that for over a decade now. I've been in the car industry my whole adult life. Started in parts and restoration, did some sub-assemblies at a hot rod shop, and been doing service riding ever since. My love for cars, it kind of blossomed a little late in life. I didn't get my driver's license until after high school. I bought my first car at the end of high school, but I didn't get it running until later on. I was actually into mountain biking in high school, and I learned how to work on my bikes, keep them maintained, and then the freedom that gave me kind of lent itself into getting into cars and being able to take that freedom a little further. For me, it's simplicity. I have to be able to work on it. I have to be self-sufficient. So it has to be something that's simple enough for me to work on. I like cars with personality. I like the classic cars. My R32, it's a limited release. I like the more exclusive cars that aren't the same thing you see on the road every day. This actually came to me, my co-manager at work found it on an online forum up in the Bay Area. I think I paid $1,000 for it. It was previously been sitting in a field of grass. I have a picture of it. It had grass up to it about yay tall. A guy had saved it from that yard, got it running again just enough to sell it. I think I changed the fuel filters 10 times on the way down from the Bay Area back to San Luis. Yeah, my buddy found it for me online, and it just became a labor of love. I just, I thought I was just gonna work on it a little bit, maybe flip it for something else, but here I am 10 plus years later, and I'm still tinkering on it. Obviously, aesthetically, the biggest things you see probably are the wheels. These are authentic Halabrand knockoffs. You really have to use a hammer to take them on and off. That took a lot of work to do that. Obviously you see the auxiliary driving lights. It's very road rally themed. I tried to keep everything period from the 60s. I didn't want to do an engine swap or do any modern wheels like that. I wanted to keep it very period speed. This is kind of the best of all the Volvo stuff of that era. The motor's out of a late 70s or mid 70s 140 series. Transmission is out of a P1800. The seats are out of another Amazon. So I just kind of took the best of everything I liked from the 60s and 70s and kind of put it in one cohesive package, and try to just keep it true to the 60s kind of road race rally theme. Volvo didn't come to the US, didn't have official dealership network until the late 50s, early 60s. They usually piggybacked on other dealerships. Prior to that, they were obviously they were big in Europe. You would see them in a lot of the European rallies of the time, kind of before, well, kind of with Porsche as well. But you'd see them, you know, Monte Carlo rally. You'd see them in some of the desert rallies, the early desert rallies. But yeah, Volvo definitely made a name for itself, not only in safety. This was the first production model to have a 3-point seatbelt standard. They didn't patent it. They wanted to give it to the world so the world would have safety. And so that's kind of their claim to fame. But they're stout cars for sure. I'm a driver through and through. I'm like mechanical. I like to work on my own stuff, like I said before. But yeah, I love to drive. I've been autocrossing since my early 20s. I've even done some instructing for the local Porsche club as well. Everything from this to my R32. I've driven an S2000. I've driven so many different cars. I love to drive. Back roads, like I said, I'm not afraid of gravel. I love a twisty back road or a nice gravel road. The Central Coast is a beautiful area, as you can see, and it has definitely a lot to offer. A lot of hidden gems like this that a lot of people just drive by on the 101 and they don't really know that it exists. I actually got this car just prior to asking my wife to marry her. And so we dated for a little bit in this car, and we took this car on our honeymoon. And so, you know, I always joke it's been around as long as she has. So we've had a lot of good memories with it. She's an awesome woman to support me in my hobbies, and yeah, we've had a lot of good times. And I recently put seat belts in the back so that I could take my two daughters on road trips too. When I was redoing this car a few years ago, I had family in mind. When I was kind of moving a little bit away from the performance and kind of wanted to be more inclusive with the family so we could enjoy going to the beach or doing little road trips together. It'd be nice to take the family up Highway 1 to Monterey to the aquarium one day. I've definitely been wanting to do that for a while, but I think that'd be an awesome trip. I just got done about 2-3 years ago with doing a major mechanical overhaul with it, so everything's pretty fresh. Probably only has 15,000-20,000 miles on it. And you know, there's a part of me that wants to build a raspier, gnarlier kind of rally spec motor for it. But then again, I'm trying to strike a balance between being able to enjoy the car every day. And like I said, I do drive the car regularly throughout the week. It's not a garage queen. I alternate it throughout the week with my R32. I commute from Atascadero into San Luis. That's a 40-mile round trip. So, and it's pretty steep grade going over back and forth every day. So the car's a champ. Cruises with modern machinery, no problem. I swapped in an overdrive in it, so I'm cruising down the freeway at 75 at, you know, a little over 3,000 RPM, and it's comfortable.
That's okay. All right, that concludes today's Meeting the Driver episode again with Steven here. Thank you so much for the pleasure today.
Great.
Beautiful car, and we hope to see you again with your R32 next time.
All right, sounds good.
If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks guys.
A rich man's world.